The newly elected sheriff in Texas's capital is digging in, refusing to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. Sheriff Sally Hernandez, the sheriff of Travis County, which includes the city of Austin, announced Friday that immigration and customs enforcement officials will now have to get a federal warrant before the jail honors a federal hold on an undocumented immigrant. State Republican officials have pledged to eliminate these so-called sanctuary cities. That's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also weigh in on Twitter. Just send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us live here in the studio is our Fox 26 senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Valley. Good morning to y'all.
Good morning.
So what do you think? Is this new sheriff, Sally Hernandez, creating a sanctuary city up there in Austin and in Travis County?
Well, she's certainly picking a fight, and this has been an issue that has been ongoing for many, many years in Texas and nationwide, with sheriffs who have to maintain jail policies and maintain jail budgets. And what happens is, and we're going to get to the topic here, but what happens is they have to hold these prisoners, federal prisoners, beyond their time in state jails, beyond their time that the state of Texas wants to hold them, because the federal government wants them. And Mustafa, what she's saying is this is increasing my budget. But really, in Texas, with the governor and the legislature poised the way they are, why pick this fight?
Look, it's about local tax dollars. Like, your tax dollars are being paid for a federal mandate, and she's saying, I've got to put that money in patrols and protecting local people for local crime and solving local crime. If the federal government wants to do it, they should reimburse us for that cost.
What she said was, if the federal government gets a warrant, I'll hold them. Otherwise, I have no legal basis to hold a prisoner just because the federal government asked me to.
Well, the definition of sanctuary cities means that you're not going to uphold federal law. I mean, let's be honest. So the fact that she's saying that we want to create a sanctuary city is already telling us that she's going to try to avoid federal law. The reason why this is such an issue is because of public safety. According to Obama administration's numbers, they said that we had 8,000 immigrants who were sent back into our society illegally, and they're only 3.5% of the population, but committed close to 38% of the federal crimes. This is something that's a serious public safety issue. That's why you have our lieutenant governor and our governor very concerned and want to get rid of sanctuary cities.
Governor Abbott, and I guess taking a message from our new president, tweeted out he was immediately going to take away $1.8 million from the Travis County Sheriff's budget, and stiffer penalties coming. Again, why is she going to pick this fight? Why, if she's got a budgetary issue with this, she knows the governor and the legislature, Patrick and the legislature, are poised this way. Why pick this fight today?
Well, look, I think that local public officials have been asking for comprehensive immigration reform, and they're trying to start drawing the line in the sand, saying you're going to have to start coming up with solutions. Keep saying sound bites over and over again, misquoting facts and numbers, and making accusations and pointing the finger at local officials, saying, you know, do these things without coming up with the money to do it, is no longer the solution.
All right, let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Okay, let's take a look at Twitter right now and see some of those tweets. We'll pull up Governor Abbott's that you just referred to there, Chris. He says the governor's office will cut funding for Travis County, adopting sanctuary policies, stiffer penalties coming. And then Mary Moreno responds and says, hooray for Travis County for standing up for their freedoms and not caving into your blackmail. A couple others on both sides of the aisle here. Mel says, a bright spot of good news. We need to stand up for what's right and make Austin a sanctuary city. And then a representative here for our state says, county sheriffs are not empowered to decide which laws they do or don't feel like enforcing. Does he have a good point there?
Well, the problem is, and the point she's making is she doesn't have the lawful authority to hold people beyond the time they were ordered to hold them for the state of Texas. And that's where she's drawing the bright line. And I think she may be right about that, Jackie. And that's what she's saying to the federal government. Get a warrant and I have to hold them. But once the state of Texas order is expired, I don't have the lawful authority to hold them any longer.
Yeah, we all know that laws are made, and her interpretation is going to be much looser. She campaigned on that, and it's going to be much looser than her predecessors. The problem is, like you said, and like so many of our viewers have said, this is not the time for that fight. A majority of Americans want people to uphold the law. These people came into the country illegally, so it's not a surprise that the numbers based on, and not rhetoric or soundbite, the numbers based that the Obama administration released, it's not surprising that they have committed so many crimes. Because guess what? If you come into the country illegally, why would you ever respect our laws?
I'm wondering why the federal government just doesn't go get a warrant.
Look, you know, this is the insinuation that's been made through the last campaign that Mexicans are rapists and murderers, and Jackie's just picking up on that line by saying that if you come up illegally, you must be committing all the crimes. That's just a false accusation. And
these numbers were released by ICE.
You said 8,000 people have committed 38% of the crimes.
These numbers were released by ICE. Go on their website. Go on their website. And these numbers were released by ICE. I'm not making up these numbers.
You said 8,000 people.
If you don't want to listen to the facts, that's your problem. But these numbers were released by the Obama administration.
Okay, let him finish.
Don't say that I'm making up numbers.
If you keep yelling, doesn't mean that you're true.
Okay, let him finish.
Well, don't say I'm a liar.
All right, let him finish.
I will defend myself. I'm not a liar.
You are.
Look, the fact of the matter is that when Joe Arpaio interprets the law the way he wants, people applaud him. When the Travis County Sheriff interprets the law the way it should be, people criticize it. And that's the fact. We are a divided nation. There were 50,000 people yesterday in Austin at a rally. We're a divided nation, and we're going to be like that.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. That right there shows why this issue hasn't been resolved in the last 25, 30 years, because it is such a divisive issue on how to deal with a problem that has divided the entire country. We'll leave it right there. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes with another really good topic.
All right, we'll be talking about a lot of other important things throughout our show this morning.